Can you make sure stuff like this is
You go.
published?
Yeah.
This would be published.
Okay, call to order. It's Monday, May 20th, 2024. We're gonna call this, council meeting in order for the town of St. Paul at this time. Secretary, if you could take the roll.
Kent Swanner,
Here.
David Dryden,
Here.
Justin Graham.
Here.
JT Trevino,
Here.
Robert Simmons.
Here.
Do we have a quorum?
Yes, we do.
We have a quorum. So next we'll, stand up, say the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So on this, we can basically go straight to our regular agenda items. So the regular agenda items is discuss, consider, and act on the nomination of a mayor pro tem. Do we have a nominated person? Anybody want to nominate someone?
I want to nominate Mr. Dryden.
I would nominate you. You're the longest standing council member.
You got nominated first.
I've been mayor pro tem before for 6 years, so I think it's a great idea to rotate it through people. And we started to do that for a while, and then I think, if we could, that would be my preference. I don't mind doing it again, but I'm not as available during the week, and so that would be a hindrance, I think, for the town.
Okay, since we have Dryden up, is there any objection, or another person you'd like to
I was
nominate?
just not gonna accept it.
You willing to accept the nomination?
Sure.
That's a very positive answer, thank you very much. So.
So I motion that we nominate Mr. Dryden to be the mayor pro tem for this year.
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
No.
No. We get two on that one.
Robert Simmons, the first.
Yes.
Check two more second.
All in favor?
Could we
And that'll cover it all the way
approve of the last minutes?
through the approval as well. That's just not the nomination, correct? Hmm?
Yeah, it's.
Okay. So, 5-3 is discuss, consider, and act on removal of the signatories David Gensler and John Crow from accounts at the following financial institutions. So,
Just a clarification, it's 2.3.
Oh, it is 2.3. I had another typo. I gave you the wrong one. I'm
oh,
sorry.
okay,
I corrected that on Friday.
2.3, I stand corrected then. Discuss, consider, and act on removal of signatories David Gensler and John Crow from the accounts at the following institutions: American National Bank, the Texas Checking, American National Bank of Texas Interest Bearing, Tex Pool Investment Fund, and Tex Pool Prime Investment Fund. So is there discussion on this matter, this agenda item?
Yeah, why aren't they removed already?
You have to remove them by,
I make a motion that we remove them from all four of these.
Well,
accounts.
let's talk about it first, please.
you have to remove them by minutes.
By,
You have to have minutes to remove them, a resolution to remove them from all members. So one person just doesn't go, I don't want them to sign. All members have to be in agreement to remove them.
This is from,
This is Tex Pool, this is also American National Bank. That's just
Okay.
how the government banking works.
okay. Yeah, I found out earlier when I went to American National I talked to a different lady than Leanne had talked to. And so Leanne got a little bit different story than what I got. And so because of that, I'll be following up then again tomorrow. I did just double check.
Amy Knapp's the
Yeah,
bank
I would-
manager, and she also is in touch with, and the government banker is our banker, and Amy Knapp is the bank manager, and so that goes to her.
yeah, I'd like to see documentation for that so we can create a run book for this, cause in the future, it would make sense if we have
That is correct.
procedures for handling this type of thing, so we can streamline
I
this,
can
cause
give you
I'm,
the email.
I don't wanna do it, I think, I'm gonna go
We'll
and
take
pass
care of
that
it.
to the mayor for,
I will find that out, in the morning, and so I'll go back up to American National and talk and make sure we have everything online so that you can get the answers
yeah,
that you need.
I'm not gonna speak for the entire council, I don't think it doesn't sit well with me that they still have access to the bank accounts or financial institutions, so if you're going to be checking with them, I'd like to also see if they had access to the accounts since their departure.
That can be asked as well.
Cool.
So
The
we
banks
can,
are all aware that there's been a change of. I'm
But
sure
that doesn't-
they would
it doesn't make
contact me
it-
if there was an issue,
But it doesn't hold
Yeah, I
any
know.
weight if we haven't all decided on it?
yep.
See, well,
And
that's
again,
the question, right? So
That was
that's
one
what
of
I'm
those
wanting to
two-day
know.
things that I had counted on the last one, but we got everything pushed up, so I don't know.
Right.
okay, I will find that out for you guys,
Cool.
and get back with you by email on tomorrow. You'll have an
touch on
answer.
anything? Okay, so
And I
then I
won't
guess.
do it for just you, I'll send it across the board, everybody will be aware.
So then, do you wanna make a motion?
Well, I got a question. Is this a business?
Of all accounts?
Yeah.
Yes, that's all the accounts that
What
are,
about things like alarms and
it's already been
internet?
done. QML, done, I've got your password.
Okay. So any other discussion on this particular item?
This would finalize
The removal?
the previous member of council and mayor. That's it. This is the last piece.
Except for straggling pieces that you have no idea until they come in, so.
Such as?
But
Such as a strategy?
Anything that they may, there's things that still have Bruce Dunn as town secretary and Opie as mayor on that
Okay.
people send through all the time, just random things that come through.
But
But these
this-
are the main things.
But
for
as far as
control.
financials, this would be all the financials, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Does that answer that question? Okay, is there a motion?
It was already.
Oh, I'm sorry, second?
I'll say.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Nays?
Was that you, Robert?
I seconded, yes.
Robert, did you ever see this different before, when we changed signatures?
Yeah, but I don't know when we changed over to the account that is more of a government type account. So to be fair, maybe that was because we were using a business type account, I suppose.
Possibly.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've had to change signatures.
Yeah.
Bob did them before, and I don't know what protocol he followed.
Yeah. All I had to do last time was come up and show, they had already called ahead and said that I was Mayor Pro Tem when I went to go get signed on to it. But I think back then we were potentially on a business account. So maybe that's,
And
because
it
at
may
some
be
point.
that we do have to go in and sign, I don't know, last time they just brought the cards here and we signed
Yeah.
them, so I don't.
Right.
we'll
And I
find
was
that
told
out.
something totally different today, so I'll have to get that information
Yeah.
for y'all, and I'll make sure all of you have that answer tomorrow.
Right.
We had $1 million with American National, I'm sure they would have brought the cards here that may not have.
Yeah. Yeah, if we can, get some type of official correspondence, so we can make some type of official documentation to, or proceed right. That's-
Okay? Okay, I can take care of that, not a problem. So, you're saying this is 2.4, correct, on my copy?
Yeah,
Okay, agenda item 2.4, discuss, consider, and act on an addition of the newly elected mayor, Kent Swanner, and Mayor Pro Tem, as appointed in the 2.2, which we just passed, to the following financial institutions. Again, it's gonna be the same accounts: American National Bank of Texas checking, American National Bank interest bearing, Tex Pool Investment Fund, and Tex Pool Prime Investment Fund. Any discussion on this?
I wanna make sure y'all understand that we're just removing those, I'm still a signatory.
Right.
So can we have a,
There would be three of us then.
Right.
so we can
That's correct.
consider, can we consider an addition of a backup to Leanne? I think,
I mean, that's what the mayor and the Mayor Pro Tem are, right?
well, I don't know, does it one, so if mayor and mayor pro tem go up there, they too can act as an entity? Is it not signatory of, Leanne and then one of the two parties, mayor or mayor pro tem?
What are you asking?
spells mean?
A potential replacement in the event that Leanne leaves.
Yeah, I believe that we could still conduct business with the mayor and or mayor pro tem.
I believe so. Do we want to discuss anything that has to do with the pro tem and the mayor on this signatory sheet being on different terms? That way, we don't, as in this equation here, we lost both in one election.
I mean,
That's
but-
always a possibility.
Yeah, well, the mayor pro tem is a 1-year term.
Yeah.
So.
Correct.
So it could be that way every time. It would be that way every 2 years, I suppose. Or if the sitting mayor retires early.
Just saying, is that something you guys want to consider? Is making sure that overlap doesn't occur again?
Right now, you're on alternating
Correct.
years, but
Correct.
that's always a possibility.
Yeah, it's always a possibility.
Yeah, no, it's just seems like a good CYA if we could get that in writing to ensure that, if the mayor and mayor pro tem can act as that signatory without the involvement of Leanne, then we can still conduct business.
I believe that's the case, but
Yeah, so that.
when you're talking to him tomorrow, you can ask him about that. I'm pretty sure that is the case. that-
She doesn't
No,
understand,
I
but you
have
see,
no
when I
idea.
get, well, the great thing is that we don't need, you don't need to have an idea, but the reason is that upon her exit, she already has given her letter of resignation, so I need to ensure that the town can conduct business without, in the event of her early departure.
Leanne, do we have a kind of a checklist? If you retired today, do we have a checklist for these 4 accounts on how to quickly get some results on there?
I am just now getting to the point where.
Contact info, all that stuff?
Yeah, I've got a folder with everybody's information in it.
You can have that ready for Mr. Mayor or
Yeah. That's what I'm saying,
I'm
I'm
comfortable
starting
with that.
transition folders on everything so that there's some kind of list. We all have to understand, this is the first time we've ever gone through all of this all at one time, so.
just to, this is what I did and this is who I talked to.
Yeah.
So that we don't have to find it out.
Yep, that's why I've got trailing emails and every subject matter that or at least I'm trying to get to. I'm not gonna leave anybody
I'm
hanging.
comfortable with it.
I think that's the job of the mayor and mayor pro tem is to have that continuity of business.
But right, we don't have any
We just
documentation.
don't have a big enough staff. If we had,
We don't
if we
need
had a
big
bigger
enough
staff,
staff.
you know, we would be able to do that kind of thing, but I don't know that. So you're talking about documentation? Yeah, I mean, we could
Yeah.
probably get that in place.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
I mean, that's what
And
that's what I'd be
for this
doing
one
now,
As well? Okay.
for better place.
So we're
Better place
withdrawing in here, we
than
need
here,
to.
and
And-
it's time to now.
Okay.
It's a good song.
We need a motion for 2-4.
Yeah, do we have a motion for 2.4?
Are you done, you're done with your concerns? You're saying we need to write something down now? Is that what you're saying?
No.
We can, let's,
Okay, great, 2.4. I'm good with it.
You're okay? All right.
you sure?
I'm good with it.
Okay.
I'll motion that we, act on the, what do I need motion here? So I need, so that the newly elected mayor, Ken Swanner, and the newly appointed mayor pro tem, David Dryden,
Or
can be added as signatories per agenda item 2.4.
2.4, that's great.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is that you, Justin?
Yes, that's some second. Good with that? Okay, the last item that came up was 2.5, which discuss only town hall access. JT, would you like to comment on this?
I think good business practice that we're gonna be starting to utilize the vestibule
Man
Bill.
trap.
Yeah.
behind locked doors. The second set of doors, most municipalities operate in a larger capacity, but behind a window. And we have a window, so let's utilize that. I think under previous administration, the doors were never locked per se. So then we wasted top dollars on a window, and didn't utilize it. So,
I don't have a problem with it. Does anybody have a problem
I
with it?
mean, I can see how that it does seem like we're closing off the public and they don't have as much access. I understand that. However, if we only have one person here, it's probably not a good idea for them to be alone where they can't protect themselves.
Right.
Which is why I remember that we made that vestibule the way it was, even so much so that we have air conditioning going into the vestibule. So I think that makes sense. It doesn't, if you had maybe two people or more, if you had a peace officer that was here at all times, like some towns can afford to do, then maybe it would make sense to have it open for the public. Certainly, if the public wants to view, we can have a time where they can come up and see it. Certainly, they can come during council meetings and see the building. But if they really wanted to have maybe a Boy Scout troop or something come see the town and see how a small town has facilities, that's something that can be arranged. But I think for
You're not
safety.
prohibiting, this thing doesn't prohibit Leanne from letting somebody.
Negative. I explained it when I was talking with Liam the other day, that scheduled meetings, things that sort of. Gary Miles comes in, if anybody comes in with a plat, something Leanne needs to do regular business on, as long as that's kind of considered a scheduled meeting. She's expecting that to come in. She knows that paperwork's coming in. That where they need a table, that's a different story than just somebody she doesn't know coming in off the street, where we've got these electric doors anyway. As far as the locks goes, for her safety being there by herself, deal through the window with general inquiries, building permits, things that sort, don't put herself at risk. And then for scheduled meetings in the daily business that she does with investments, with ABL, things like that would be considered a scheduled meeting. By all means, open the door, let them back. She's familiar with them, it doesn't put her at risk.
I think that Leanne's safety was priority,
Right.
or anybody that's gonna be in that seat for that matter. So it was discussed with her prior to this.
And there's no keypad, it's purely a key, correct?
Key,
I have to, for me to let someone in there, I have to buzz them in.
it's a.
I know, but if Mr. Mayor comes in, the door's locked, it's a key, it's not.
Right,
So a key, you can still get in with the key.
right.
Are there any? I know there's cameras outside. Are there cameras inside the building?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
It just, cameras don't stop
No.
the bad.
No, it
The
doesn't.
bad
Well,
recorded.
I had all those put in after I got here, and I was like, well, you don't need them inside, and I'm like, well, yeah, you do.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know. I mean, I haven't noticed them, but it's, sometimes overt cameras inside can deter people from
And we have blind
doing
spots.
something if they're of sound mind. If they're not of sound mind, they're gonna do what they, some kind of crazy.
We have
action.
blind
Right.
spots outside, those were put in there as well.
Okay, cool.
Anything else?
Nope. Maybe-
We're,
Is that,
we're,
that doesn't require anything other than just this discussion?
just a discussion, just to be clear, that, for Leanne's protection in whenever she does vacate and we get replacements, that
Good.
the clear message goes in even to the new people that it's for their security.
Right.
And that way we can go, kind of follow along with that, so it just kind of goes from there, so. We're at the end of this for adjournment,
Motion to adjourn.
Second the motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
Thank you, sir.
That was quick. Catch that?